Peter Obi, Dati Presidential Campaign Council, Chief Akin Osuntokun, thank you so much indeed for coming tonight.
Thank you. You're welcome.
It's indeed very good to see you again. Apologies for the other day, and thank you so much for making. I know you're coming straight from the airport to the studio. How does it feel taking over from your friend, Dr. Okupe?
Well, I mean, it feels good. I mean, look, it's a bittersweet experience. Bitter in the respect that he had to live in those circumstances. And of course, you had the judgment. That was the first judgment that I had that was essentially exculpating, the person standing before her. She said it was an honest mistake. That is the judge, not the lawyer of the defense. So, I mean, the party in such circumstances, for me, it's not a good thing. It deserves more than a better exit like that. But nonetheless, life must go on. What I've been, but I'm also back to familiar territory. I'm used to presidential campaigns. I led two before in 2003 and 2007 as political advisor and as a campaign coordinator of President Goodluck Jonathan in 2011. So,
and your party won that at that time when you were actively involved.
All the times.
So this time around, anything?
Of course. I mean, that's if you want to.
You are the winning man.
If you are in numerology, if you have a talent in numerology or magic or astrology, it's left for you now to decipher, the meaning behind the meaning.
So Osuntokun means win.
It means success.
Success, indeed. Is it a coincidence, of course, that both for yourself, Dr. Okupe, and yourself, Akin Osuntokun, are very close allies of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo?
Allies? Well, yes, you are correct, but he's a father figure. That's a better description of the relationship. He's a father figure to us, not as allies. So
you know the inference some are putting into this appointment, that this is perhaps an Obasanjo slot.
Well, look, assuming that what you are saying is correct, okay, am I not qualified for the job? Am I not competent for it?
Does it take away the fact that it's an Obasanjo slot?
I don't know what you mean by Obasanjo slot. I don't know whether you have to ask the presidential candidate, my principal, whether it was an Obasanjo lot, and that was how the position was filled. Don't forget that I was the zonal coordinator, the immediate zonal coordinator of the campaign in Southwest. So this is essentially an elevation. It's not that I'm just joining the campaign organization. But if you say that Obasanjo is Obasanjo's lot, well, people have different perceptions, and you are at liberty to say so. I can't. The press has.
There is an intertwining nature of politics and permutations. President Obasanjo has at some fora had endorsed, given some tacit endorsement to Mr. Peter Obi. And incidentally, someone who had been working with President Obasanjo for a long time, Dr. Doyin Okupe, was leading the campaign, and he steps aside. Another very close and long-time ally of President Obasanjo again takes over. So, I mean, astrology, permutation, I mean, maybe one is not far from the truth.
No, listen, I mean, the first question, the essential question, that you want to ask, is what I'm bringing to the table. Forget about who recommended me for whether I'm fulfilling the slot of somebody. That's really, that's not an issue. It's my capacity and competence to do the job that matters most. I mean, if Obasanjo recommends a very competent person who will lead the party to victory, so why should I have any issues with that? So I don't see, for me, it's a non-issue. I don't know.
Do you have a backing of President Obasanjo?
What do you mean? You will have to ask. I didn't appoint myself.
No, but I'm asking.
Listen, I don't know.
I mean, if my boss asked me to represent him at an event, I have his backing.
Listen,
is President Obasanjo fully backing the Peter Dati campaign?
Yes.
Are you a voice of President Obasanjo in the campaign?
No.
So you are acting Oshunto?
Yes, on my merit.
Your own man.
Yes.
Are you a full member of Labour Party?
No, I don't know what you mean by full member of Labour Party.
You were a former member of the PDP, I assume. Or are you still a member of the PDP?
You see, all these, I'm not longer a member of the PDP. Look, in the first instance, I think people get these things wrong. A presidential campaign organization is not the same thing as a party hierarchy, as a party, you know. When I was up, there's a sense of deja vu in what is going on. When I was appointed the director of publicity in 2002 by President Obasanjo, I was not a member of PDP. But if I take the responsibility, once I assume the office, then of course, effectively, I become a member, you know, of the Labour Party. So to that extent, you know, I'm a member.
Are you still running for Senate?
No.
Have you officially dropped that toga?
I don't know what you mean by officially. I've abandoned it, if that is what you want to say.
And because, I mean, look at it. Your name is still on the INEC website.
Let me tell you something.
As of this minute that we're talking.
The campaign office has issued a press release in that respect. Look, the question you should ask yourself is, what law have I breached in accepting the appointment? What law has the presidential candidate who appointed me has breached in appointing me? Look, I can't help anybody who wants to pursue notoriety as a way of life. You know, the man who is doing this one is supposedly the National Publicity Secretary of the Labour Party. Ask him, why will a National Publicity Secretary of a party do that to his own party? So it's a redundant question at any rate. It's of no consequence. It's of no consequence at all. Whether you look legally, constitutionally, it's very frivolous.
If you're cancelling the legality, what about the moral burden?
There's no moral burden at all.
That you are enlisted as a senatorial candidate in another party, yet in another party you are leading the campaign. Well, isn't that a clash of interest?
No. It is a cause. It's a higher order of priority. What I'm doing with the Obika, joining the Obika for me is a higher national priority than any other aspiration.
You don't think that the people that are watching or the supporters of your party or that of the ZLP deserve a full disclosure when you are abandoning it? I mean, you were on the ballot.
Look, I don't think
you were on the ballot with ZLP.
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
You think so? You don't think it's a moral burden for you
to
disclose that?
No, not at all.
I am of the ZLP as a candidate now.
By my own estimation, as a citizen of this country, who has a realistic appreciation on what we need to move Nigeria forward. It's not, you can't compare an aspiration to be in the Senate, you know, for what the position I'm going to occupy or that I've occupied. So that is the question you should ask. All these kind of, you know, platitudes and unnecessities of no consequence to me. Anybody who defines that going for a Senate in is a higher priority for Nigeria today, definitely
perhaps it's just a question of some moral issue that you needed to untick in the box. It is actually. Those are the facts, Mr.
Not at all.
If you say there is no legality, no legal conundrum, I mean, there is another issue, which is the issue of morality.
Okay, when America was going to kill Osama bin Laden, what should it have considered morality? What is it of a higher order than what they were doing? Look, you people, you should context when you want to make assessment. If you want to put me on the hot seat, I'm all well and good by it. But what you say must have some consistency in logic. I cannot define in Nigeria today. There's no way I can define my priority, a moral, political and moral priority, better than the path that I followed. So I don't know what your own position is that.
Both of us are on the hot seat because I'm not putting out my own thoughts. I'm putting out the question as a journalist, which I'm constitutionally permitted to do. Now asking you who are in the public eye, the moral burden that you need to be explaining to the people who are following.
There's no moral burden. I don't have any moral burden. No, please.
So let's go.
No. Stop using that word. I have no moral burden. I'm stepping to a higher sacrificial position.
Moral burden that you need to be explaining to the people who are following.
There's no moral burden. I don't have any moral burden. No, please.
Let's go.
No. Stop using that word. I have no moral burden. I'm stepping to a higher sacrificial position.
But have you publicly denounced that before taking up another?
I don't need to publicly declare it. There's no need for me. It's a redundant position. I have the perfect freedom to decide what to do at any minute. So I've not breached any legal position. And of course, what I'm doing, the step I'm taking, right, is of a greater moral consequence for Nigeria than that. So stop using that word.
You might be offended by it, but Mr. Oshodo, but I don't think there is anything wrong in that. But let me ask you perhaps a bigger issue here, and which the burden that you'll be carrying for the next few weeks, at least for the next 58 days or so, and is how Peter Obi can win this election. Do you see a chance?
Well, I mean, look, several polls that have come out, 7 or 8, not less than 6, right, have projected him as a winner, including people who have no vested interest whatsoever in the outcome of the election, like Bloomberg. So why will you say that he has a chance? Do I think that he has a chance? Well, for the sake of Nigeria, he has better have a chance. Because we are staring. You made a video clip at one time where you are very angry. Nigeria shouldn't continue like this and that. Interpret what you said and relate it to what we have now. Are the other two candidates Nigeria should look forward to if this country is going to move forward? Are those the ones that you should? What
is your mandate bringing to the table? I mean, what solutions are you bringing to the Nigerian people?
I'm executing my mandate by being with you here, to tell you, I mean, to tell the Nigerian public through you the choice that they have to make that is beyond them. It has become an existential issue. Nigeria is at an inflection point. You better get it right this time, or the country is gone. I mean, look at even the campaigns that we have witnessed. Especially that of the APC presidential candidate. Now, is that the kind of president Nigeria should look forward to? Or even the PDP? You have a principle of stabilizing the country, political stability. And this is power rotation, right? And a candidate of PDP, right, regardless of that, simple logic, came out. Initially, I thought maybe this is too ridiculous to happen. But here we are. Now, how does that compare to, when you look back at the political background of Nigeria, how do these kind of choices? The APC candidate also, because of very cynical, chose another Muslim from the north to be his running mate. Now, of course, you know that it would be highly hypocritical for anybody to say that Nigeria has not become, the region has not become a very polarizing and divisive issue in Nigeria today. So these are the choices that you have. Compare it to, when you compare it to our candidate, the difference is clear.
What capacity does your candidate bring to the table?
Well, he has an antecedent. He was governor of Anambra State for 8 years. So just look at his record.
Is that enough?
Yes, of course, it is enough.
I mean, because I know you and I know how fluent you are when you hold your pen, on how versatile you are when you do some other things. Does that mean that you can solve Nigeria's problem? The question I'm asking is if your candidate has the capacity to fix Nigeria's problems.
How do you define somebody's capacity? I told you what the assessment you can use that is public.
He's not the only former governor that is running this.
Listen, but he's the one you are asking me about. That is what he has.
I'm asking, compared to others, how do you think?
Who others?
There is Ahmed Bola Tinubu. There is Atiku Abubakar. There is a host of others.
So those tickets, the lawyers will say they are incurably defective.
And there's Robbie Kwankwaso,
Nigeria shouldn't move forward. Look, let me tell you something. The fundamental problem of Nigeria today is political mismanagement. The mismanagement of Nigeria's diversities, right? The basis for nationhood, when you destroy it rather than build it up. That is the main problem we have. Those tickets that you have mentioned are completely, that is what they represent.
Mr. Oshuntokun, finally, in 30 seconds, there is the talk of a possible alliance and merger with the NNPP, Kwankwanso, and Labour Party, or there is a talk of an alliance towards this election. Is that a possibility?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not aware of it.
Is your party or your candidate willing to work with any other political party?
Why will you not want to work with any other political party? Why?
Is there a possibility?
Of course.
All right.
I don't think that, I mean, I'm not saying I don't know anything about potential alliance with NNPP, but I'm just, as an observer, it's good. The more we all come together, the better for the country.
Chief Akin Oshuntokun, the Director General of the Obi Dati Presidential Campaign Organization and that of the Labour Party. Thank you so much indeed. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it so much.
Thank you very much.
But that's our show for today.